Hi,
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm Lena. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Lena. How are you? I'm Matt from Albany College of
Hi,
Pharmacy and Health Sciences.
nice meeting you. Hey there,
Hi.
how are you?
Good. How are you? I'm Christy from Hofstra.
I'm Lena from Manhattanville, so I'm actually just moderating everything today.
Awesome.
Excellent.
How's everything going for you? Don't even ask that question. If that's crazy for everybody else, is it sure?
Oh, yeah.
Forget it, I won't even ask. So I wrote in the email that this is going to be recorded. So it did go out to a huge group of folks. The registration numbers weren't as high as we'd like, but want to just reiterate that it's going to be on the website and promoted on all of SUNY New York social media platforms. So it's going to continuously be shared. And then for all those registrants who might not have attended, it will go, it'll be sent out in an email to them as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let me know if you guys have questions. So we're going in alphabetical order. So Adelphi will be first, and I'm gonna control the slides. And when you're speaking, you can just either ask me to move to the next slide or give me that nod or however you like to do that. Okay. Hi, Kim.
Hi. Let's see.
Hi, Colleen.
Should we rename ourselves with our institution first and followed by our name, or?
That's your preference. I find it helpful.
Okay, cool. I'll rename myself.
So we have about 10 minutes. I just thought we'd meet quickly beforehand just to see if anyone had questions, talk about the format.
So you put it on the schedule, I think, for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, it might go an hour. It might, you know, I just left it open. So the webinar will be running for 2 hours. 36. So we're waiting for oh no, we think we have everyone. We have everyone on here. Maybe we're waiting for one other person, but so I said I'm gonna do a quick intro of SUNY New York in the beginning. And then, you know, promote our website and let them know that each of the institutions here, you can find our full profiles. And then I will control the slides, so it's in alphabetical order. And I'll say, like, up next, we have Albany College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. And then you can let me know when you'd like me to switch the slide, either, you know, next slide, or if you want to give me a nod, or, you know, however you want to do that. And then at the end, we're going to open it up for just Q&A. I'm hoping we're going to get a lot of questions. I'll monitor that and just see, you know, who wants to answer questions.
You may have said this already. How many people have signed up for this?
So not as many as we'd like. So right now there's about 6 people attending.
6.
Yes. I'm going to be
So there are
completely
more
honest.
of us.
Yes, I'm going to be completely honest. It was sent out. It was promoted by SUNY New York. But what I did, I can't lie, guys. I mean, I've been checking, monitoring it. But it is going to be recorded. So it is going to be shared with all of our lists of contacts at EdUSA. It's going to be shared with, it's going to be shared on our social media and our website. So I know that taking time in your day, and believe me, I feel the same way. I'm like, what the fuck, you know? But I hope that is good news for all of you guys, because they'll be sharing it on social media. I mean, all of the webinars we did in the spring are all available on social media. And I checked yesterday, and one of the ones I did in like April has like 92 views or something. So they're going to be promoting it, and it's all going to be there.
Okay.
So Lena, may I have a question? So the Q&A will be at the very end after we all presented it, or followed by each presentation, there will be a Q&A?
So at the very end, I'm gonna, in the beginning, let whoever attends know, like, this is the Q&A, please put your questions in there. And so they might have specific questions for, you know, for St. Rose, or they might have specific questions for your institution. And you can, if they do, I encourage you, go ahead and you can, I know everyone's used Zoom before, right? You can go ahead and just email that specific student.
Sounds good.
And that's fine. And I will send you the list of names. And so I talked with Joan, who kind of spearheaded this at SUNY New York. They put a lot of work into it. They emailed all of the contacts. I mean, everyone, and it's been promoted and the flyers got out, but it's 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. But I think it's good. It's going to be recorded and shared, and then you can have the recording as well. So, hi, Frank. Thanks for being here.
And then I know I asked you by email, so you'll share kind of the contact list, or it's in the Google Drive?
Yep, I'll share it.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. So I think we have, does anyone have any other questions? I think we have everybody here.
So you're in charge of the slide manipulation, right, Lena?
Yes.
Okay.
I can show you guys really quickly how the slides look in case, I don't know, not in case anything, just.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that can be done about it now.
You can't do anything about it.
If you want me to change something, I
I think we're just soldiering on at this point.
yeah.
I guess in the chat, you could remind us like the order, or maybe others can see like, because I kind of glanced at the order already.
So I'll just say so I'm going to give a quick overview, and then I'll say, we're going to start off with our presentations. It's going to be blah, 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 a Q&A, and we're starting off with Adelphi. And then what I'll do is, when Adelphi, you start talking, I'm going to make it so that it's only you on the screen. So like that. And then, I will move these. Adelphi and I will be working. And then bam, and I'll say up next is the, and so I'll give you a little second to get your bearings, so you'll see your slide, but is the Albany College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. And then once you start talking, I'll make it just so it's you and your picture. And then we got bam, bam, BMCC, Tim, and we'll get that going. And then Clarkson University. And then College of St. Rose we have here. And then Hofstra, Geneseo, Old Westbury, bam, bam. And last but not least, Wade, SUNY Oneonta. Is everyone spoken?
What, no
for?
bam bam?
What's that? So I think we're, so everyone's there, and I didn't royally, okay. So I just put together a PDF it. They're trying to do this once a month. Like a lot of people responded. I guess you guys were the first folks to respond. They tried to target just US high schools and boarding schools. But then I kind of said, I think we should also reach out to EdUSA. I mean, we have to, why wouldn't we open it up, right? So we did, but, so we'll see.
If we're gonna, so this is mainly targeted at the high schools in the US that have international students?
Well, that was their hope, right? And so that was the plan.
Yeah.
And then they said, you're so good at presenting, will you, which is not, it was really not true. And they go, would you do this? And I was like, oh, sure. So I'm hosting, but then I went, once we started talking more about this event, I said, we should just open it up to more folks. So we did send it out to, all our EdUSA contacts. It went out to everyone inside New York membership. But, it might just be that a few people join or come in and come out. But like I said, it's going to be recorded and it's going to be shared and all that jazz.
Okay,
And
I saw that in the original invite, it said international high school students in US and Canada.
Yeah.
So I just put like an English speaking country thing because I wasn't sure like
and that's
who was there.
It mostly is. I think a few people that I saw sign up were Canada.
Okay.
Some US. So.
All right, cool.
We're going to share it on different platforms.
Okay.
So, and I'll just do like a quick intro. I'm not going to do like a selling study in New York, just kind of like go on our website, etc. And then I'll be here. You guys can message me if, I don't know, anything.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll kind of jump on it in just a couple minutes. I don't know if Joan's joining us or anyone else, but. And you guys can see the attendees as well, right? All right, so there's 0 now.
It's cool.
We'll wait just a couple minutes. I don't know
Hang out.
what. Yeah, hang out.
I mean, do you want to start the after party now then? Or who's hosting that? I guess Lena as well.
Right?
Mm.
I should. That would be. That's what I'm thinking we should do for all of our events.
Oh my God. I was at an event earlier. I don't know if anybody else is there, like a transfer fair, and there's like 80 plus counselors, and I think I saw 5-6 students tops for like the first 2 hours that morning. Just
Really? Oh,
Wow.
virtual fatigue is a thing, man. It really is.
it really is. And the overnight, if anyone's doing CIS, the 3 o'clock in the morning.
God.
And my first time, I was like, my Manhattanville polo, like set ready, like my coffee at the table, like, and then like the third one, I was like, kids are not coming in. I was like on the couch, like, because you don't. It's insane. And the excitement when one kid comes in the room, like, scares them away. You're here, you're here. Yeah, it's been something else.
It's been a challenge, so we'll get through it.
We're
All right,
doing
so
our virtual. Oh, is there somebody here?
No, I'm just wait like a minute or two.
Oh, we're getting ready to do a virtual open house. We did it over the summer, and we have a DJ. It was okay.
On the open house?
Yes.
Like, virtually?
Yeah, we had, but it was so weird. Like, we had a lot of students, but like we tried to do a welcome session with a DJ, but it went okay. There was a few glitches, but we were just trying to do something more exciting.
Yeah.
And I don't
like
know if we can find like our mascot head. That might be like freaky a little bit, but yeah, we have our virtual open house coming up. So
I'm gonna email my boss right now and be like, on the agenda, DJ for our open house.
Are you all planning to do anything for the International Education Week in November? I mean, we're thinking do something virtual, but you know, DJ is a good idea.
Yeah.
well,
So we're a minute after, so I think what we'll do is we'll wait like until like maybe 1 or 2 more minutes, and even if no one's there, we'll just start the presentation just so we can have it recorded. And I think it's recording now, actually. Oh, that's right. It is.
Yes,
oh,
it is.
wait, oh wait, what?
I don't wonder not.
That's what that button means. They're going to be like, Lena. Yeah, so just give it 1 more minute, if that's fine. I'm going to share my screen then. And I'm not going to be able, I'm going to share my screen so that it's like the completely full view. And so I am going to not be able to see the Q&A at the time, or if there's panelists. So I'm not changing from this. So we'll get this going. All right, gonna start in 1, 2, 3. Hi, good afternoon. Thank you all for attending our Study New York Virtual College Fair for the month of October. My name is Lena Adelphi. I am the Director for International Admissions at Manhattanville College in Purchase, New York. I've been a proud member of Study New York for 6 years, and my institution, Manhattanville, has been a part of the consortium since its inception in 2009. So just a little background about who we are. Study New York is the largest of the consortiums in the States. We are a nonprofit consortium of over 40 institutions. That includes public colleges and universities. So our State University of New York, SUNY, City University of New York, CUNY, as well as private colleges and universities. And the mission of Study New York is to promote New York State as a premier destination for international students and scholars. We've been very active for many years, and really look forward to connecting with you, your students, and really figuring out the best path for our students in general, and sharing all the things that New York State has to offer. So here you can see a list of our member campuses from throughout New York State, and you're able to see a profile and updated information about student life and scholarships, academics, by visiting our website. So studynewyork.us. We encourage you to visit our website, find out information about all of our campus partners, as well as events going on. We have different events throughout the year, free webinars on all admissions topics. So I'll do a little plug for that. We have a webinar series going on throughout the fall, and I'll share information about that at the end as well. And we'll share with you the PDF in an email. But I encourage you to take a look at that. We hosted an international student photo contest, a lot of things going on. Here you can find updates and happenings at our different universities in New York State. And as well as check us out on social media. So Study New York is consistently posting news, new updates on different campuses, new programs, any news that campus wants to share. We will have it on our pages, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So I encourage you to check that out. Now on to our program. Again, thank you all for being here. Just a little overview of how the presentation will be. I have 9 wonderful universities here from throughout New York State, and they will give a little background on their institutions. And at the end of the presentations, you will have a chance to ask any questions you may have about admissions, our institutions, general topics. So I encourage you to use the Q&A button to put your questions there, and we'll have essentially an open forum, a virtual Q&A at the end for you. So starting off, I'm happy to introduce Adelphi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jackie Mandart. I am the Associate Director of International Admissions at Adelphi University. I am starting things off. We're doing a couple minutes of each university, and so I'm happy to teach a little bit about Adelphi. So we are a small to medium-sized university, and we are a liberal arts college. And so our students are really kind of immersing themselves in the liberal arts. They're taking classes from a number of different areas, and of course, they're going to be an expert in their field and their major. Excuse me. So starting off with a couple of little facts, Adelphi being a small to medium-sized institution, overall we're about 8,000 students, but we try and keep things as personal as possible. So we've got a 10-to-1 student-faculty ratio and an average class size of 21 students. So our campus, or excuse me, our students are getting to know each other, and they're getting to know their professors really well. That personal approach is also outside of the classroom. So our students are getting involved in clubs and organizations. They're also working with different offices on campus. So our students are working on campus. You can see that number on there. Just over 1,500 students work on campus. And they're getting hands-on experience in the classroom, outside of the classroom, and so they are moving on to jobs in graduate school quickly after graduation, which is really exciting. Also, there's some numbers on here to highlight our campus diversity. As far as international students go, we've got 64 countries represented. And then, of course, there's diversity throughout the US and different ethnic and racial groups. Next slide, please. So as a liberal arts college, we offer quite a lot. So probably the biggest college at the university is the College of Arts and Sciences, everything from performing arts to history and anthropology in there. And then next up would be College of Education, Health Sciences, College of Nursing, Public Health, Psychology, Business, and Social Work. There's a lot to choose from within those areas. And as I said before, our students are going to be an expert in their field, in their major, but you also have the opportunity to double major, add a minor, maybe even double minor, depending on how much you want to challenge yourself. We've got some signature programs in there. One that's really interesting for international students is the Livermore Global Scholars Program. But we also have a number of 4+1 and joint degree programs. So if you wanted to continue your studies after you finish your bachelor's degree, you'll have the opportunity to do so at Adelphi or at another partner university. We've got some support programs as well, and there's some statistics on there. And as I said before, our students have a lot of hands-on experience, and so they're getting jobs when they finish at Adelphi. Next slide, please. Okay, so if you're looking to apply, we are a rolling admission school. So you have some time, but we always encourage students to get their applications in early. You can see the deadlines listed on there. The next one coming up is the early action deadline of December 1st, but we will take applications through next year as well. For our first year students, we are looking for a completed application, including the essay. You can apply with the Adelphi application or the Common App. And then of course, the kind of standard things on there, transcript, recommendation letters. This year we are test optional. And so we expect SAT, or excuse me, you can send in your SAT or ACT scores, but we, if you would like to, if you decide not to send those in, that's completely fine as well. Last little bit is about financial aid. All students are considered for scholarships, and there's no separate application. Those are academic scholarships, and then you're welcome to apply for some specialized scholarships and financial aid as well, if that's something that would be eligible if you can apply through the FAFSA. And that is just about it. There's one more slide with some information. You can go to that. Thank you. And so if you have any questions, feel free to contact us through the international admissions at adelphi.edu. And of course, you can follow us on social media as well. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Jacqueline. Next up, we have, oh, sorry, there's one more slide for you. Last picture, your journey starts here. So next up, we have Albany College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences.
Excellent. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me today. My name is Matt O'Keefe, and I am an undergraduate admissions counselor at ACPHS. I also handle the international student recruitment and admissions process as well. So again, thank you for having me. So we'll go to the next slide. First, I wanted to give an overview about the city of Albany. I was born and raised in Albany, but we are a city of about 100,000 residents. That usually swells up to 130,000, 140,000 during the school year as students embark to Albany to study. So we are about 3 hours from New York City, 3 hours from Boston, and 4 hours from Montreal, so centrally located there. But of course, the key point, as you can see some of the government buildings in this photo here, we are the capital of New York. So our students in the health sciences get to experience that policymaking and engagement with the state government, which is right down the road from our campus. On the right side, of course, are some of the attractions that are local or close to the city of Albany, including Saratoga Springs, Troy, New York, two cities that are within driving distance, and the Adirondack State Park as well. So our students get both the state government feel to it, but also are close to many of the attractions that attract students to study in New York throughout the year. So we'll go to the next slide. So we're a little bit different than the previous presenter, Adelphi. Of course, we are a small specialized school in that we offer 6 programs for our students out of high school, and these are our 6 programs here. So 5 Bachelor's of Science programs, and then 1 Doctor of Pharmacy program, which is a 0 to 6 year program. So as a high school student, and when you are applying through the Common App, we require you to select one of these 6 programs. So you'll work with me, you'll work with our faculty and our current students to choose which program best suits your career goals and your career interests or your postgraduate goals. So I'd be happy to sit down and one-on-one, and I'll have my contact information in a couple slides to talk about that. But our most popular program on the bottom right is our Doctor of Pharmacy program. Again, as I mentioned, 0 to 6 years, direct entry program. So your first 2 years, you would take prerequisite or pre-pharmacy coursework and then progress directly into the Doctor of Pharmacy program as a professional student. The rest of our 5 bachelor's programs are excellent pre-med, pre-PA, pre-dentistry, or any pre-health program track. So for students interested in graduate studies one day or going on to research, these bachelor's programs are for you. So as most schools this year, we are test optional. We do require a letter of recommendation, high school transcript, of course, test optional now, and then we were also requiring what is called an ACPHS introduction and planning meeting. Originally, this was called an interview, but I suggested we change the name and get rid of interview because it's more of a discussion between me as a counselor and the student to discuss which one of these programs would best suit their interests. So that is required post-application, but pre-review, and we'll receive more information about that as you do apply. So we'll go to the next slide. Perfect. So some of the results, some of the hard work that you put in for 4 or 6 years at ACPHS really will pay off. So ACPHS was awarded the #1 value added school in the nation. So the value you get out of your investment, and that suits to the second point in the middle of the screen, is return on investment. 20, 30, and 40 years after a student enrolls, their return on their investment, a return on all the money that they pay here, again, for 4 or 6 years, we earned #1. And then the last point to the right side of the screen, salary earned after attending. And while salary is not everything, our students earned the #2 salary earned after attending in the nation out of any institution. So your hard work will pay off here. We will award you or supply you with access to internships and shadowing opportunities within the city of Albany and outside in your hometown as well. And we'll do, I think, the one more slide. Yeah. So upcoming events and how to engage with the rest of our community. Our fall virtual open houses on the 22nd and October 22nd and November 14th. These are an excellent way to engage with our faculty members, our student life staff, including athletics, counseling and wellness will all be represented at our fall open houses. We are offering now on-campus tour dates and weekend tour dates. I was on the campus this Saturday for a few hours, giving tours to those who have signed up on a beautiful fall day here in Albany. And then, of course, virtual meetings. So I'd be happy to sit down with any of the students who are interested through a virtual meeting over Zoom or Google Meet to discuss your enrollment and application process. And my contact information is at the bottom there. So thank you again for having me.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Matthew. Next up, we have BMCC, Borough of Manhattan Community College.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Kim Vo, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions, Recruitment, and International Outreach. I'm also the DSO at BMCC. BMCC is one of 25 schools within the City University of New York, or CUNY system. So here on this slide, I shared some snapshots of our main campus, and as well as to give you a better idea of our location. Your classroom is literally our city, New York City. BMCC is located in Lower Manhattan, so it's an area called Tribeca. And we are a couple of blocks away from the World Trade Center and also surrounded by other iconic New York City skyscrapers and famous sites. Tribeca is known for its vibrant arts community and rich cultural and diversity. Also, we are steps away from Wall Street, the financial district, as well as leading business and tech industries. For more information about our location, or if you want to check out some other spots on campus, you can visit our website and take a virtual campus tour. Next slide. All right. So I think what distinguishes BMCC from the other institutions presenting today is that we are a community college. A lot of international students and parents that I speak to are not quite sure what a community college is or the benefits of attending one. So for those who are not familiar, a community college offers 2-year degree programs called associate's degrees. So you can earn an Associate of Arts or Associates of Science. Community colleges offer a wide variety of degree programs ranging from technical, vocational, and even liberal arts degree programs. For example, at BMCC, we offer over 45 academic degree programs. Finally, a very unique aspect of the community college system is what is known as the 2+2 process or 2+2 transfer plan. So community colleges will form special agreements with 4-year institutions. For example, the institutions that are presenting with me today, these special agreements allow for the transfer of credits and degrees between the 2 schools. So a student can earn a bachelor's degree by attending the first 2 years at a community college, followed by 2 years of university study. And after 4 years, you not only have a bachelor's degree, but you also earn an associate's degree. Wow, 2 degrees. So I think that's pretty amazing. And while this is a unique aspect of community colleges, it's also a great benefit. Other benefits of community colleges, we'll start with financial savings. So regardless of whether you start at a 2-year or 4-year school, if your ultimate goal is to earn a bachelor's degree, the first 2 years is earning general education requirements. So both the community college and 4-year schools offer this, but the big difference is that the tuition is much lower and more affordable at a community college. In addition to financial savings, We have lower entry requirements or flexible admissions. We don't require SAT or ACT, no essays, no letters of recommendations. We don't require a specific GPA. So the US college system is very unique, actually the US academic system. And even if you've attended a US high school or English speaking country high school, it's very different from college life. If you need more time to adjust and to improve your skills, improve your GPA, maybe you didn't do so well in high school, community college is a really great option for you to prepare you for success at the four-year school when you do transfer. Another benefit of the community college is the 2+2 transfer plan. So you can graduate on time with the proper planning. You won't lose time or money. You will just be starting 2 years at the community college, and some or most of your credits will transfer to the four-year school. And then again, at the end of 4 years, you'll earn not only 1 degree, but 2 degrees. At BMCC, for example, we offer over 90 special agreements. These are called articulation agreements, and we're always adding more. So we do have a lot of international students that start at BMCC and then move on to very prestigious institutions. I mentioned here, for example, NYU and Columbia, because a lot of my international students and parents always know about those schools, and our international students end up there. Next slide. All right, so now that you know more about a community college, let me talk a little bit about BMCC. Our student population. We have, the overall population is 27,000 students. And then a third of those students are educated outside the US. And currently we have about 800 F1 international students. Our students come from over 155 different countries, as well as speak over 111 different languages. What I love, besides the location of BMCC, it's diversity. So BMCC is like a mini New York City with its student population. There's also opportunities to participate on campus, student life and activities, and leadership opportunities. So we have over 80 student clubs and organizations. You can create your own. We even have student government association, as well as opportunities for you to build your resume, your network, leadership skills, and community service. And, you know, I know like college life is maybe about, you know, getting good grades, maintaining that high GPA. But if you want to be a competitive applicant for scholarships, or when you do apply for those four-year schools, I think it's really important that international students or any student participate in on-campus activities, and BMCC offers a lot. Earlier, I mentioned that we have over 45 academic degree programs. So a bit more about our academics. We're always adding more degree programs. We also offer a wide flexibility of schedules and locations for you to take the classes. So you can take classes, you know, 7 days a week, as early as 7 a.m., online, hybrid, and Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island. Also our classroom ratio, it's 1 professor to 24 students maximum. So given our size, that's great. You have an opportunity to meet with your professors, and these professors do more than just teach in the classroom. They're very accomplished and established in their fields, and you have opportunities to do research with them and get to know them very well. Let's see. I think you can go to the next slide. All right. So if you're interested in applying to BMCC, it's very straightforward. You can complete the online application, you pay the fee, and you submit transcripts and diploma. There's a TOEFL waiver if you graduated from a US high school or English-speaking country. And while we do have priority deadlines, we also have rolling admissions, so you can apply late. But we do advise you to apply as soon as possible. And after official acceptance to the college, if you're an F1 international student, you will need to apply for the I-20 through the International Student Services Office. Next slide. All right, so my contact information is here. You can connect with us virtually. It's a little faint, so I might write this in the chat. You can email me, we can schedule a Zoom meeting, or I can call you up, whatever works for you. And if you're really eager to learn more about BMCC, I'm actually offering a virtual info session today at 4. There's our Zoom link. And I offer those monthly, and we also have a virtual open house. The open house is an opportunity for you to meet with faculty and learn more about our academic degree programs. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Clarkson University.
Great, thank you. My name's Colleen Tapalia, and I'm the Senior Director of Graduate Recruitment and Enrollment Marketing, but I have a secret side job recruiting international undergraduate students because of my passion for international education. Clarkson is best known as an engineering university. We have bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs. So we go straight up through the doctorate at Clarkson University. On the undergraduate side, I've listed some of the main programs of interest on the left. That is not by any means a comprehensive list of all of our offerings, but those are some of the programs that seem to be of greatest interest to our international students. Most are STEM degrees, so they do offer the opportunity to stay and work a little longer after graduation than some of our arts and science degrees. Clarkson is accredited by Middle States, but also has specialized engineering and business accreditations, as well as others related to our physical therapy, physician assistant, occupational therapy programs, which would be postgraduate programs. Students who are interested, for example, to be a physical therapist could come to Clarkson and study biology as an undergraduate and make a very smooth transition into the postgraduate program in physical therapy, which is a great career, for example. I've given a list of some accolades there on the right-hand side. A lot have to do with the great career outcomes and salaries that students achieve after completing a bachelor's degree at Clarkson University. Not only are we on the US News Best Colleges list, I think we're number 124 this year, but we're on a lot of those lists of schools that you can attend and then earn a very generous salary after you graduate. We're also on a list, I think, of great colleges for B students. I'm not sure if that's how really to take that, except to say that if you are a student or you know a student who is a solid student all around, especially in math, and is determined to be an engineer or a scientist, maybe Clarkson is the right place for you because we really focus on effort and achievement. Students can come in, they work in groups a lot, so they get the technical skills and they get the people skills that they need to be successful in the workplace after graduation. Can we have the next slide? I'll just jump right into admission requirements. We accept the Common App. We also have our own Clarkson application. The Common App is the one we prefer. We would look at official secondary school transcripts as well as any national or international exam scores, things like IB, AP, A-levels, IGCSE, all of that kind of stuff we would need as part of your transcript. We require a couple of letters of recommendation. As many of our colleague schools have indicated today, the SAT and ACT are now optional for Clarkson, and that's a permanent decision that's not just due to COVID. I've given all of our English proficiency exams and minimum test scores there. We accept a wide range of exams. Right now, the Duolingo English test has become increasingly popular because it's available online, does not require an appointment, and is a more economically priced exam compared to some of the others. In terms of deadlines, we have an early decision process for December 1 applicants. The regular decision is January 15th, but we do accept applications on a rolling basis after that, especially because international students are often on different academic years than the one we have here in the United States. So we try to make it possible for anyone to get a review and a decision from Clarkson. Next slide, please. In terms of scholarship, we do not, as a private university, Clarkson has the same tuition rate for both domestic and international students. There's none of the in-state, out-of-state type of difference that you see in the public institutions. All admitted applicants are considered for scholarship, and that decision is rendered at the time of the admission decision. There will be 10 full scholarships for next fall. when we did that for the current fall semester, it was very competitive. I think we had something like 900 applications for the 10 full scholarships. But everyone who completes an application for admission will be offered the opportunity to compete for those 10 full scholarships. You can see the tuition rate there. I know that number can be a little frightening, so I'll just say the best thing is to apply and see what scholarship can be offered. We certainly do want to try and make a Clarkson education possible for people who are interested to come and study with us. Unfortunately, however, we do not offer need-based aid, so we don't require the CSS profile or anything like that. We can go to the next slide. I just wanted to mention a little bit about residential life. Potsdam, New York, where Clarkson is located, is quite a ways from the big urban centers that some of my colleagues have been talking about, like the capital city of Albany or New York City. Potsdam is in the northernmost part of New York State, not far from the Canadian border. So it's important to know that there's residential housing available to students on campus for all 4 years of their undergraduate degree. And most students do live on campus throughout their undergraduate studies. One of the nice things that our residence life staff offer is living learning communities where students can organize themselves by shared interests. Some of those would be things like women in engineering. You can see there's a gamer's floor in one of the dormitories. But there's also a lot about sustainability and the environment. That's a high interest topic at Clarkson. We're right near the Adirondack Park, so there's a lot of wild natural land where students can experience the environment. And finally, this is important for international students. You can stay on the campus during breaks like Thanksgiving, which we have in the fall, or the spring break, which normally comes in March. Students who have coursework or research going on over the summer can also stay over the summer as well. Next slide. I invite people to get in touch with me with any questions that you might have about our degree programs, admission processes, how to manage the financial aid, or any other matters of concern that you have. But I do hope to hear from people with an interest in Clarkson. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Colleen. Thank you, Clarkson. Next up, we have the College of St. Rose.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jing. I'm from the College of St. Rose. It's so nice meeting all of you through internet, thanks to technology. There are more than 4,000 institutions in the United States. I guess you do have to do a little bit of homework in order to find the best fit school for yourself. So the College of St. Rose, we have 4 academic schools, and some of the programs are relatively more popular among international students. I see about business major related or the School of Education. And also we are one of the few institutions in the US who offer the forensic psychology and forensic science major. If you're interested, do consider the College of St. Rose. And next, please. So we're also located in the capital region of New York State. And as you may have already known that Albany is the capital city of New York, and also the state government locates in the city as well, which provide lots of employment opportunities. And lots of people say in the US, if you don't have a car, you cannot live or study, which is not true. It depends on where you are. Like our campus locates kind of like the center of the city. There are buses around the campus, can take you to shopping centers or supermarkets. And there is also a market and a movie theater, restaurant right around the campus. It's like 3 to 5, 10 minutes walk, depends on where you want to go, if you live on campus or nearby. We also offer small class sizes. So most of the classes is probably about 25 students, and we do not have any teaching assistant. So you will have the individual attention from our faculty member. If you have questions about homework, you will go to the office hour to talk with your professor directly rather than their student workers. So next, please. And the cost. So our estimated annual cost is about $50,000. But we do offer very generous scholarships to all our international students, to all students. So the scholarship is about 15,000. Oh, excuse me, there is 1 0 missing. 15,000 to 22,000. So let's say if you're offered the $22,000 scholarship and you deduct that part from the total cost, so the actual money you and your family have to pay for is only about $28,000 for the entire year. This includes almost everything, your tuition, fee, insurance, and the room and the meal, almost everything. So it's very affordable. Next, please. And employment. I know many of the international students do value the work opportunities in this country, and you may have heard that international students cannot do any off-campus work. It's illegal. Well, yes and no, so it depends. Most of our programs, they either require or encourage students to do a certain internship in order to receive the degree. So if there is a demand or requirement from your degree to do internship, then your internship off campus will be authorized through our office. So if you're in and interested, we can talk more about how you can receive your internship opportunities through your study and also after your programs. Next, please. So how to apply? We're also SAT or ACT optional institution. If you have the score, do send it to us. We will definitely take a reference. The application is very straightforward. One, fill out the online application form, and we do not charge application fee, and we require 1 letter of recommendations and all your high school transcripts. You do not have to send the original documents for application. We can take the copies to review, but before you study, you do have to show the original document. And English proficiency proof. Because of the pandemic, we know the challenge for students to take a TOEFL or else. So right now, we do accept a Duolingo, which is an online test. You can attend it anytime it works to you. So yeah, so here is my email. Any questions, please do reach out to me and we can schedule some meetings as well. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Shane. Next up, we have Hofstra University.
Hi everyone, thanks for being here today. My name is Christy Wizier and I am the Senior Assistant Dean of International Recruitment. I also have graduated from Hofstra twice, first with my bachelor's, then with my master's, and I've been working at Hofstra ever since. So I always say that I went to college and I never left because I loved it so much. But on the first slide here, I just wanted to show a few photos of kind of what campus is like and what the surrounding area is like. I really love Hofstra's location because we do have that true, genuine college campus. We are about 25 miles or 40 kilometers outside of downtown New York City. So you do get that beautiful, picturesque, gated college campus, but we are only about a 45-minute train ride to downtown New York City. So it's great for internship opportunities, it's great for those cultural experiences and going in on the weekends and exploring, but then you get to come back to your nice suburban college campus. I also threw in a photo of the beach just because we are only about 10 minutes or so from some of Long Island's beautiful beaches, so in the warmer months, students enjoy doing that. On the right-hand side, the center photo is actually one of our iconic areas of campus. It's our walking bridge that goes over the turnpike. So when you drive under that, you know you have entered Hofstra's campus. And we are actually a recognized arboretum. So we do have unique plants and trees and beautiful flowers. So it really is a gorgeous campus. We are a medium-sized school, a smaller to medium-sized school. We have just under 7,000 undergraduate students. And with our graduate population, doctorate, med school and law school students, it's about 11,000 students overall. Housing is guaranteed all 4 years for you on campus. So just know that when you come to campus, you do have a place to live here. Next slide, please. So these are all of our programs. I'm so sorry that it's size 2 font, but I wanted to show you that we have so many different programs to offer. We are a private liberal arts college. However, some of our major programs that we're known for are in business, engineering, the health sciences, and journalism, specifically within the School of Communication. What's great about Hofstra is our flexibility. So when you are admitted to Hofstra, you are admitted to pretty much all of these majors. You are not applying to just the engineering program or just the business program. When you receive that letter of admission, you have the opportunity to choose any of the majors on this list. We love undecided students, so if you have no idea what you want to do yet, that is totally fine. You have 2 years at the university to choose which program that you want to pursue. So those first couple of years, you'll work with your advisor, take different classes to see exactly what you're interested in. If you start in a particular program, let's say you start as a biology major and you end up not liking it, no worries. You can easily sign a piece of paper and change to whichever new major you would like to switch to. It's also very popular to do either a double major or a minor or 2. I recently had a student graduate who double majored in 2 of our business programs and triple minored in 3 liberal arts programs. He was very busy. However, it just goes to show that you really can pursue any of your passions at Hofstra. I also want to highlight in the lower right-hand corner, we do have an honors college program, and we also have over 100 dual degree options, which means that you can actually get your bachelor's and your master's degree at Hofstra in about 5 years. Next slide. Outside of the classroom, there are so many things to do. We have over 200 clubs and activities. Our students are true leaders on our campus. So they love to participate in our clubs and our activities and become leaders, president, secretary, treasurer. We have 21 Division I sports at Hofstra. So there are always games going on, always sporting events for our students to attend. So it's always a really exciting time on our campus. If you're into community service, we have community service opportunities. One of my favorite events is the Midnight Run, where students make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and collect all kinds of non-perishable food items, and then go into New York City and distribute the food to the homeless. We also offer tons of New York City trips, so you'll see a sample of some of the things we offer here during our welcome week. That's the week before classes start. For freshmen, we offer all kinds of events and activities, and we take our students into New York City. We have over 60 different study abroad programs. Our students love to participate in these. You'll see on the slide some examples are Cuba and Berlin and France. And finally, we have so many internship opportunities. Most of our programs actually require you to have an internship. So we will partner you with a major company, whether on Long Island, in New York City, or if you do a summer internship, there you have the opportunity to do internship opportunities across the US or abroad. So we will work with you specifically to be able to accomplish that. Next slide. All about the admission requirements here. We are on both the common application, or if you just want to submit your application through the Hofstra University website, we will take that as well. We review your application holistically, so we will look at everything that you submit to us. We have been test optional for about 6 years or so. So we do not require the SAT or ACT for admission purposes. We have previously required the exams for scholarship consideration. However, stay tuned because that could potentially be changing due to everything that's going on. As for deadlines, we have 2 early action deadlines, which are non-binding. So don't worry, when you apply early, you are not committing your life to Hofstra. It's simply just to get a quicker response from us. And finally, I just want to take a look at the costs and the scholarship opportunities. So about 90% of our students receive a merit scholarship. So most of our students are not paying that full tuition price. And the merit scholarships, you're automatically considered for them. And if you are awarded scholarship, it will come directly on your acceptance letter at the time of admission. I also realized that I was trying to cram so much information onto these slides that I completely forgot to put my contact information on here. So in a minute, I'll just type it in the chat for you to copy and paste. But thank you so much again for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Christy. Next up, we have SUNY Geneseo.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jennifer Kenyon. I'm the director of the International Student and Scholar Services Office at SUNY Geneseo. I'm so excited to tell you a little bit about Geneseo today. We were founded in 1871, and SUNY Geneseo is an elite public liberal arts college. We are part of the State University of New York system, SUNY, which is the largest university system in the United States. SUNY actually consists of 64 separate college campuses, and you'll hear from several of my SUNY colleagues here today. Geneseo is located in the historic village of Geneseo in Western New York. The closest large city to us is Rochester, New York, which is about 30 minutes away, and that's where our closest airport is as well. And then also nearby, we're about an hour and a half from Niagara Falls, only about 3 hours from Toronto, Canada. And of course, everyone wants to know, how close are you to New York City? We are about 5.5 hours by car, and just over an hour by plane if you wanted to go out and visit New York City. Next slide. So Geneseo has received some great accolades over the years. This most recent year in 2020, U.S. News and World Report named Geneseo number 3 in the top public schools and number 13 overall in the regional north. U.S. News and World Report also names us number 4 in best undergraduate teaching. Geneseo really focuses on undergraduate education, and I'll give you a bit more information about that here in a minute. But SUNY Geneseo is considered one of the nation's best institutions for undergraduate education by Princeton Review, number 5 among SUNYs, and number 115 among publics and privates nationwide. So Geneseo is a really high quality undergraduate education. And then in terms of recognition and accreditation, we are AACSB accredited in our School of Business and regionally accredited by Middle States Commission on Higher Education. Next slide. So as I mentioned before, Geneseo really focuses on undergraduate education. We have 50 different undergraduate degree programs and 2 master's degrees. Some of our most popular undergrad degrees are going to be biology, psychology, international relations, business administration, and accounting. And we actually do offer a master's degree in accounting as well. Just at a glance, Geneseo is a nice medium-sized institution. We have just over 5,000 undergraduate students from 23 different countries around the world. You'll see some statistics here about our incoming class in terms of SAT and GPA. Geneseo has actually gone test optional this year. You've heard several of us talk about this, and we will be test optional for the foreseeable future. So for at least the next 3 years, we will be a test optional school. Average class size at SUNY Geneseo is going to be 23 students with a student to faculty ratio of 18:1, which means that you will get great personal attention in your classes. You'll get to know your professors very well. If you have questions, of course, you can always go to your professors directly. You have an individual academic advisor as well as a secondary advisor. So you're going to have a lot of support here at Geneseo. A few things that I think really help us stand out from the crowd in a way we offer some really fantastic undergraduate research opportunities. And what that means is that as a student at Geneseo, you're not fighting against graduate students to get great faculty-led research opportunities. I have undergraduate international students that have been published in major journals. They've gotten to attend major conferences to present research. We even have one day a year called Geneseo Great Day, where all of our classes are canceled and all students are given the opportunity to present some sort of research or project or even a story or song that they've written. Any cool thing that they've been working on, they get to present that to the whole campus community. And every year we have over 1,000 students participate in Great Day. So it's something that's really unique and really a cool opportunity that you have to show off all of the neat things that you've been working on over the last year. We also offer some great internship opportunities. We have over 3,000 internships available through our Office of Career Development. By the time they graduate, 60% of our students have completed an internship, and for business majors, that percentage actually goes up to 80%. So as an international student, you do have the opportunity to do an off-campus internship. Many of our students will do this over the summer, and the majority of our students actually are able to do that before they graduate. Next slide. Some information about application process. You can apply to SUNY Geneseo by using either the common application or the SUNY application. There's a $50 application fee with either of those. We ask you to submit your academic records, which could be your transcripts or any external exams that are required in your country. Proof of English proficiency, which can be quite a range of things, TOEFL, IELTS, PTE. We are also accepting Duolingo this year, and if you attended an English-speaking high school, we can waive that proof of English proficiency for you. We ask for one letter of recommendation, a personal statement or essay, and as I mentioned before, we are test optional currently. So application deadlines for spring, the deadline will be November 1st, so there is still time to apply if you're looking for a school here in the next few months. And for fall of 2021, deadline will be February 1st. Next slide. And that is all the information I have for you today. I've got my contact information here, and I hope that you will visit my website because we do have a lot of great virtual programming that's being offered right now, including virtual tours, virtual information sessions. We're offering some webinars and opportunities to chat with current international students at SUNY Geneseo. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to get the chance to talk with you more in the future.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Jennifer. So next up, we have SUNY Old Westbury.
Hello, everyone. My name is Frank Pizzardi, and I'm the Vice President for Enrollment Services here at SUNY Old Westbury. And I've been intimately involved in international education throughout my 25-year career. So this is an important topic for me. And we'll just talk a little bit about Old Westbury today. One of the things that's unique about SUNY Old Westbury is that our mission is social justice. And with that mission, all of our students are required to be involved, to give back and get involved in our community and in their community to help improve the world as we see it today. So next slide, please. SUNY Old Westbury is located in Long Island, New York. We're about 35 kilometers from New York City. It's about a 40-minute train ride. And we have a beautiful 604-acre campus, which gives you the feeling that you're outside of the city, which you are. And we run shuttle buses from campus to the Long Island Railroad every day, so you can commute into New York City and be involved. Many of our international students do spend a lot of time in New York City on weekends, during breaks, things like that. That's what's unique about being here at Old Westbury. Next slide, please. At Old Westbury, we're considered a small to medium-sized school. We have about 5,000 undergraduate students and just a little over 300 graduate students. We have 45 undergraduate academic majors in many different areas. Most popular are our accounting, psychology, and media and communication programs. We have small class sizes of 22 and an 18-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. So what's unique is you get a real small personalized education, and that's kind of what we pride ourselves on here at Old Westbury. We're accredited by Middle States, and we are currently an organizational member of AACSB. We're waiting for approval on our certification for our School of Business. Next slide, please. The requirements for Old Westbury is we look for, this is our average, 85 GPA, 1040 SATs. We are, like many of my colleagues have stated, SAT optional this year. For transfer students, we look for a transfer GPA above a 2.0, and then it gets higher for specific programs. We do require the TOEFL or the IELTS, and those are our TOEFL scores right there. We would request that you submit all of your documents to us. You can apply by using the SUNY application or the common application. Next slide, please. Okay, our tuition and fees here at SUNY Old Westbury, if you're going to live on campus, is about $32,000 a year. The majority of our international students will qualify for a residence hall scholarship, which reduces the tuition extremely here at Old Westbury. Student activities, we have lots of activities and clubs for students to get involved in. Our International Student Services Office provides clubs and trips, you know, New York City, Washington, D.C., we'll go to Canada if you're not from Canada. So there are numerous trips and things we do to really try to stay involved and welcome you to the campus community. On there is our contact information. If you have any questions, please email us, visit our website. We're always here to help you, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks very much, Frank. And last but not least, we have SUNY Oneonta.
Yay, not least. Well, thank you, Elena, and thank you, everybody, of course, for your presentations earlier. Now, for international students who are looking for a college in New York, there are obviously a lot of options, and they're all great options here. As you know, whether it's community colleges, private colleges, four-year public university through the SUNY systems, CUNY systems, there are a lot of options for you. And so for an international student, it really is important to find out what is the best fit for you, what is the right fit for you. And that means going beyond just you know, like cost of tuition, going on like rankings. For like some of the questions I can answer, do you like snow? Or do you want to be in a city the whole time? Do you want to be in a quote unquote college town? And so it's really important that you look at those options when considering the best institution for you. And that leads to SUNY Oneonta. Now, Oneonta is essentially a college town. It's about 14,000 population. It's about kind of south central New York State. It's about 3 to 4 hour car drive New York City, close to Albany, and of course west to the town of Binghamton, where the SUNY Binghamton is. Next slide, please. Okay. So as a four-year public institution, SUNY Oneonta has a wide variety of available programs because, again, liberal arts. So if you're looking for business, if you're looking for programs like psychology, if you're looking for programs in meteorology, you will have that wide spectrum. And similar to my colleague from Hofstra has pointed out, is that a lot of students, when they come to Oneonta, sometimes they don't know what they want to do. The number one, I guess, major or whatnot, or maybe not major, that international students or even regular students come in isn't business and psychology. It's, I don't know, it's undecided. You can come in undecided. And because a lot of students that are coming in, they're coming from high school or they're not sure what they want to do right away. So they have the opportunity to have a well-rounded liberal arts education. And then from there, they can decide what is it they really want to do. Now, students who do come in, and again, this applies to international students as well, you have until the end of your sophomore year to declare a major. So we certainly hope you declare a major sooner beforehand, just because you can find out what you want, get that degree, get those internships, and graduate. But you're not tied to a major when you come in right away. So it's a very flexible position, especially at Oneonta. Of course, as mentioned, being in a college town experience, or you have that immersion. Of being with students who are going to be here on a consistent basis. So they're not, just going home all the time. 52% of the college population lives on campus. So there's always going to be events going on the weekends. We have over 150 clubs and organizations. As an example of like just the options you have is we have a club literally called the Zombie Defense Corps, in which students dress up like zombies and they will throw socks at each other to chase each other like it's a zombie apocalypse. It is a real program or a real club here. But you have those options, whether it's sports or whatnot. There's always something going on here. And because it's such an inclusive community, you're gonna have those opportunities for networking. You're gonna have those opportunities for research. We are a small school. We have about 6,000 undergraduates total for international, and again with the pandemic it's fluctuated a bit, but you're looking at about 60 to 100 international students from a variety of countries, and so they have those opportunities to work directly with faculty. The say 18-1 student to faculty ratio here, so you're not just going to be like working with TAs or teaching assistants. You will have the opportunities to learn directly from the faculty, and that's very important for research because if you have the opportunity to speak with faculty, work side by side with faculty, you have more opportunities for that research, for publishing, as mentioned, to attend conferences and whatnot. And that's also going to be very important to find those internships, especially if you want to pursue like OPT after college. You try to stay in the United States and find employment for X number of years, or based on OPT, and then of course visa, but that's unrelated. But that's the advantage of being at a small school like Oneonta. Internship opportunities. If some of our classes require internships, which go into the next slide, please. So some of our programs do require internships, and here is a list of the courses that undergraduates generally apply to. And if you notice, there's 3 courses in red that in the past, and I'm not saying they're the most popular, but we've had a higher number of international students apply to. Our business economics, similar to other schools, we are AACSB certified. We've been there for a number of years. Our fashion textiles program. Fashion textiles is one that we do get a lot of international students because we also have a 1-year visiting program with the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. And what that is, because FIT, or Fashion Institute of Technology, is a SUNY school, we have essentially the opportunity where if you come to Oneonta and you declare your major as fashion textiles for 3 years, you can then give admission to FIT in year 4. So 3+1 traditionally, but the 1-year visitor program. The reason for that is because SUNY FIT's admission rate is usually about 10%, but we work with faculty there, and that can boost your portfolio and opportunities to about 85–90%. Of course, music industry, again, music industry program, we're top 20 in the entire United States for music industry, and it's internship required. So that goes back to the discussion about internship. So you have the ability, and again, being the small school, we work with faculty, working with the internship programs. We will have an internship coordinator for you because, again, some of these programs require internships, but that leads you to where you need to go. 1, get into that degree, 1, and 2, also having the opportunities for employment after graduation. Next slide, please. Okay. So since there's a lot of information, again, very truncating it, kind of focusing on the programs, but this is just the information about from admissions. Now, this is going to cover international students, and this also covers both undergraduate first years, so international students in high school, and also transfers. Now, the estimated annual cost, of course, it's about $37,000, but again, this is estimated. The reason I say is because this also applies to transfer students in the sense that transfer students don't have to live on campus. There is a on-campus living requirement for first-year students, in that you must live on campus for 2 years. But with the benefit, though, if you live on campus all 4 years, your room and board costs, or specifically your room costs, because you're living in a residence hall, does not go up. So versus if you were to say live on campus first 2 years, maybe you go off 3rd year, come back, and then all of a sudden you want to, or you come back to campus, well, then that room price goes up. But overall, that's going to be an estimate because it's also going to depend on, what do you want to do? Do you want to go out to eat all the time versus cooking in the dorms? Because every residence hall has a kitchen, and we have gyms, and we have, exercise rooms. Or do you find a cheaper place to get books, or do all of your classes require books? So it's just a general estimate. Now, of course, then on the right, we do have our required documents. Now, if you're an international student, let's say in high school, applying as a first year, and if you're looking at all the schools mentioned today, I would recommend you get in Common App or applying through Common App, because that allows you, I believe it's up to 50, and again, my colleagues can correct me if I'm wrong, you have the opportunity to list up to 50 colleges on there, and that's going to be inside New York, outside New York, public, private. But if you want to be in a SUNY school, and if you're a transfer student at a SUNY school right now, then I highly recommend the SUNY application because of the fee waivers associated with transfer students. Of course, similar to other programs, letter of recommendation, personal essay, and 250 to 500 words. And what that really is that we want to get to know you. We want to see what it is you want to be in college for, like what are your aspirations? Why do you want to be in the United States for education compared to your home country? We want to know that. But it's a better way for us to get to know you. Of course, TOEFL, IELTS, financial documentation, and as mentioned, passport, visa, just for immigration purposes. Now, the other part I want to mention is a scholarship. If you are admitted to SUNY Oneonta, you are guaranteed a scholarship upon $6,000. There's no separate application process. You don't need to submit in any ACT, SATs. You will be guaranteed if you are admitted. Now, if you are doing well in school, in general, it's looking, maybe say, I'm trying to think of the GPA. With 90 GPA, so it's about 3.5. Then you get an additional $2,000 in scholarship. Again, that's something that you will automatically receive. Does not require any separate application. Next slide, please. So the question is the timeline. When should you be submitting your applications? Now, if you're a first year or freshman, the deadline, of course, is for early action. That just means that we're going to be reviewing your application at sooner or later. We'll make a decision sooner or later. It doesn't tie you or doesn't bind you into SUNY Oneonta. It gives you that flexibility that you can look around, decide if SUNY Oneonta is the best option or if another university is the best option. Otherwise, general recommendation is then at least by March 15th. If you're a transfer student, and then that's going to be more of a rolling admission. And actually, I should clarify one thing. It's March 15th, general decision, but that is recommended deadline. The final deadline would be about May 1st. So for transfers, it's also recommends March 15th to May 1st, but it is still a rolling admission basis as well. But again, the information that we would say to all of our students, if you know where you want to go, we recommend submitting your application as soon as possible. That way gives us time to review your application, follow if there's any questions, and hopefully gives you enough time to make the best decision. But again, my name is Wade, and I think similar to another colleague, I did forget my my contact information, so I will put in the chat later. But thank you for your time.
Perfect. Thanks so much. So we're going to move it over now to just question and answers. So one question that came in is, are there benefits to applying early? Someone want to answer that? So early action or early decision?
I can take that one.
Okay.
Just to clarify what the difference is, right? Early action means you'll get a decision earlier, but early decision means that if the university offers admission, you're going to take that offer of admission and not pursue other applications. So it's a more binding type of process. I think an advantage of an early decision is that you have more time to prepare. And also, if you're doing a non-binding type of early admission, you can also maybe have more time to discuss your financial aid package with the university or college.
Excellent. Thank you, Colleen. Anyone want to add to that? So I can move on to the next question that we received during the presentation. So many more schools are becoming test optional, right, for SATs and ACT, and many of us mentioned that, whether you've been by default optional or just this year and maybe for the years moving ahead. So even if they're optional, Mario wants to know that, is it still better for him to submit his scores or their benefits? Would it be better for his acceptance or scholarship?
I'll go ahead and answer that.
Thanks, Christy.
It really does depend on the institution. Like I mentioned before, Hofstra has been test optional for many years, so we really hashed out the scholarship situation with either submitting test scores or not submitting test scores. And the biggest piece of advice that I can give is reach out to the individual institution, give them a heads up. If you have taken the test before, give them an idea of the scores that you did receive, because the admission counselor could guide you in the right direction. If you score particularly high on the SAT, I've had students reach out to me saying, oh, I only scored a 1500 and I wanted a 1550, so that doesn't show that my true abilities. I don't want to submit my scores. A 1500 is good, and that most likely should be submitted, because you could potentially, depending on the institution, qualify for a higher scholarship. But then again, not submitting scores, especially in this day and age where the accessibility of taking the SAT is limited, not submitting scores may not hurt you when it comes to admission or scholarships. So again, it really just depends on the institution, and it really depends on what you are looking for.
Excellent, thank you. And as Christy said, definitely reach out to the admissions counselor, the person you're working with, to ask that question and get clarification, because it sometimes does depend on the institution. So another question that came in is from another student who's studying in New Hampshire. He says, I've been studying in the US for 4 years at a US boarding school. Do I still have to submit an English proficiency? Anyone have? So Jing, is that I see you, no,
yes.
So it's waived?
Right, it will be waived for our institution. I believe for most institutions studied 4 years here. I think you have greatly improved your English proficiency. So don't worry, feel free to reach out to the institution you're interested to apply to.
Okay, excellent.
I will say that while a TOEFL could be waived for international admissions purposes, depending on the college, you may have to take an additional placement exam after you're accepted, just to make sure you're ready for college level courses. So at BMCC, if you're educated outside the US, well, you're here in the US, so you'd be exempt from TOEFL. And if you took SAT or ACT, we could also exempt the placement exams, but some colleges may be different.
Excellent, thank you so much. So one last question we have here, and I encourage anyone else to put your questions in the chat. So we'll have those answered for you. And for any of our presenters here, if you want to put your contact information in the chat, you can do that as well. But here is, what's your best advice about essay writing? Many of my classmates are writing about COVID, but I'm not sure if I should do that. And what's one piece of advice you have for me? Someone want to tackle that advice about the essay writing if you do require essays?
I can talk a little bit about that for you. The essay, what you really have to consider about that is it really is your opportunity to distinguish yourself from other applicants, especially if you think you're a borderline applicant, your grades, they're borderline, they're not there. That's something that's going to give you a chance to distinguish yourself to do that. And you can do that however you feel best. Some colleges have standard questions. Some colleges say, write whatever you want to write about. So it's different for institution to institution. So when you find out what school you want to go to, you're going to see what their requirements are for an essay. Some have standard questions. Some are going to let you submit whatever you want. But it's important to make sure that you have someone other than yourself who's familiar with the English language look at that essay. I know we now have spell check and it's available there, but spell check doesn't know the difference between there, and there. So it's really important that you do that. And remember, your essay is your chance to distinguish yourself. So I think find something that you're comfortable writing about, something that you enjoy, something that you feel easy writing about that will really express yourself as an individual other than your transcripts and test scores.
Excellent, thanks so much, Frank. Just checking the Q&A. I think that's all. We've answered all the questions that came in for now. So I want to thank all the presenters here. Thank you for your time, your wonderful presentations and information. I encourage everyone watching to reach out to all of these international educators, ask your questions. I know, just like myself, it's our job to talk about our institution, but we'll also help guide you in the right direction if you have questions that are general. So check out Study New York's website, read about our schools, attend our virtual events. We know it's a very different time, and we're really here to help you the way that your counselor is. So please also check out Study New York's websites for upcoming events and our weekly webinar series. On behalf of Study New York, thanks again. Everyone have a great day.